Hey, this is Dale Tinsley. You're listening to the Connect podcast. Our purpose is to guide you to connect with yourself so that you can connect with others and live a life of meaning and value. Continuing the series, Connecting with Ourselves. Peace be with you, and welcome back to Connect. Today's episode is about awareness, and most importantly, self-awareness. Think about awareness as a radar system, and everything that happens, every beep that radar picks up is what you're becoming aware of. So internally, looking out into the world, you're the radar system. External awareness is everything that you see. So what are you aware of? People, places, moments. And what matters to us is what we're more aware of. As an example, you ever had that moment where a friend says, "Hey, I'm going to get this new car," and they tell you what kind of car it is, and then randomly you go out on the street and you start seeing that car everywhere. So was that car around you all the time? Different cars that person said, hey, they put it on your awareness, they put it on your radar, and now you pick it up. Same thing could be said for, hey, were you aware of so-and-so? I was unaware of it. You can't do something about something if you're unaware of it. And that's why awareness is so important. The more aware we are of what's going on externally, different places, different vibes, different energies, we can then make adjustments. And the internal awareness that we have to process those things through the foundational work that we've been building, through focusing, through perspective, perception, owning our reality, all of that funnels into our foundation. You notice when you go to a big sporting event and the team that you're rooting for is playing well, you can feel that energy, right? You become aware of it. You can feel it. And then if let's just say there's an interception or a block kick, the energy goes boom, it lowers. It's all of those people there that are aware of what's going on. They're all focused, they're hyper aware of that moment, and the energy changes just like that. Are you aware of your own desires and your own needs? How does that play into your external awareness? Are you getting what you need in certain moments? Your external awareness. It could even save your life, or you could save someone else's life. Street smarts. The ability to read people, to see people's facial expressions, to feel their energy, to feel their intentions, to feel their vibes. Keeping your head on a swivel. People in law enforcement, they have that built in. They're very aware. Even those spy movies that you watch, right? How spies move, how they see all the little details in life. Now let's get into internal awareness. What about that voice in your head? Constantly talking, won't shut up ever. That is not you. Your true consciousness is the observer of that voice. That voice that won't shut up, that's your ego. Constantly judging others, yourself, creating chaos, creating separation. Step outside the line, the ego reacts. You'll feel anxious. The ego wants power. It wants total control all the time. Try and step out of your comfort zone. See what happens. So are you adaptable? If you can't step out of your comfort zone, how can you adapt? And life is constantly changing. I want you to challenge your ego. If you're unaware of your ego, you can prove it to yourself and self-reflect and become aware of the ego. You are the observer of the ego. So how do we do this? You sit in meditation in 5 to 10 minute intervals and just observe your thoughts. Don't feed them. Don't feed any thought. Just sit there in silence and observe. That's who you are. You are that awareness right there. This requires a lot of dedication, relaxed state, silence, can't be bothered. And the more you do it, you will experience the ego and you will see that you are that observer. You are not that voice that's in your head, trying to self-sabotage, create chaos. He'll throw random thoughts that where did that come from? Why am I thinking of that? Don't ask any questions. Just sit there in silence, in observation. Relax, just observe it. You'll feel anxiety hitting you. The ego wants to create that because he wants you to stop meditating. He doesn't want to be exposed. He doesn't want to be shown for the fraud, because the ego would have us think that that is us when it is not. We are the awareness that observes the ego. We are pure love, pure light, limitless potential. And if you sit with it long enough, you will understand and it will change your life. Everything will change and you'll transition into the ownership and the power of your authentic self, your true self. Seeing the ego for what he is from that point forward. And it's all a choice. God gave us free will. We can stay sleeping, indoctrinated, programmed, groupthink, staying within the lines, confined by our ego and society. Or we can have the courage to face ourselves, do the internal work, push past the comfortability, and claim our power. mind, body, and spirit. And I've mentioned from the beginning some difficult work, but it is the most liberating and empowering work you will ever do, and your life will change. So what do we do after? Once we become aware, enlightened, the ego's never going to leave, but we can see him for what he is and make the choice to not feed in. Just like the proverb or the story about the good wolf and the bad wolf internally. Well, which one wins? That question's asked, right? The elder response is, which one are you going to feed? Which one are you going to feed? Because you owe it to yourself, your community, your family, and to humanity to be the best version of yourself, for yourself and for all of those layers and reasons that I mentioned. It's a lot to chew on. It's a lot to chew on. Go back and revisit some of the other episodes if you need to. Re-journal if you need to. And chew on it. When I really got into the work, I would do 3 days on, 3 days off. 3 days on of going through it, swimming in it, questioning. Were my intentions pure? Where are these thoughts coming from? How do I battle through the ego? And it's exhausting. But then I would take 3 days off to reflect and to relax. And that's when the clarity comes. Not in the middle of the war. So just breathe through it and believe in yourself. Because you are not the ego. You are limitless. Believe in yourself through action. Believe in yourself. Because some of the toughest moments in your life that you didn't know how you were going to get through, you found a way. Believe in yourself. Fortify your foundation. Invite you to go to theconnection.studio. Grab a t-shirt that speaks to you. Something to remind you to keep your mind fortified and keep your heart open. Keep working on that foundation. Have the courage to confront yourself and take action on the things that you need to take action on. Become empowered. Realize you are not the voice in your head. And sit in silence until you silence the ego. You'll be connected to the field of infinite possibility. And you'll be sitting with God. Until next time, God bless. Thanks for joining us at the Connection Studio. You can support us by sharing with others and posting to social media. Keep doing the internal work, as it will truly make all the difference. God bless.